48 hours ago, I was just about to go to bed, but I opened up my phone, checked my email inbox, and I got a message that made my stomach drop. It said, account suspended. Now, this video isn't just a story about my bad luck. It's a cautionary tale for you so you don't make the same mistake that I did. Because you see, in a lot of my videos, I tell you guys, make sure you're building up an email list. Make sure you're capturing the emails of the people that are following you and interacting with your content. It is your insurance policy. But you need an insurance policy for your insurance policy. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like, how you can set it up so you don't fall into the same trap that I did 48 hours ago. So let's sit down here at the laptop and run through this with you. So we all know the rule by now that social media is just rented land. At any point, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever social media platform that you have and that you're posting on, can at a moment's notice take down your account for whatever reason. So the smart thing to do is to make sure that we're building up our own email list, essentially throwing a net over your followers, over your engaged followers, and putting them into a list of email addresses because they've literally opted in to hear marketing communications from you. That is land that you own. You're not relying on rented land. That is your insurance policy. That's what I talk about all the time. Now, I was obviously doing that because I practice what I preach. I was building up that email list. I was sleeping soundly at night, knowing that I had that insurance policy in place. Now, what actually happened 48 hours ago? Well, I got an email from my email autoresponder platform, essentially the platform where I store those emails and send out emails to those emails. And they said to me, my emails have been hitting a spam trap, which is basically a fake email that is used by the likes of Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, all the big ones to catch spammers. Now, my provider, GetResponse, they didn't ask me any questions. They just said, by the way, your account has been suspended. You can no longer send any emails to your list and you can't export any of your contacts. I was locked out of my account for 24 hours until I provided them with evidence on how I was capturing my email addresses so that they could make sure that I was doing it in a legit way. So for that 24 hours, I couldn't make money. I could make money from people that were consuming my content on social media and then clicking the link in my bio, yes, giving their email address and then being sent through to what I'm offering, and they could there. But most of the time, 99% of the time, conversions happen solely on email, and they should only happen on email. But essentially, my insurance policy had just been cancelled and I had no control over it. So at that point, I realized that I had made a massive mistake. I was practicing what I preached, but I didn't actually own my data. I didn't actually own the insurance policy and its data. GetResponse were the ones that owned it, and in a moment's notice, they could just get rid of it. Essentially, I was moving from rented land to another essentially rented land area. Now, what is the safety switch that I want you guys to implement? Because it's exactly what I did. So in that moment, when I had that 24 hours where they were reviewing my evidence, and again, I couldn't send emails and I couldn't get access to my list, okay? I said to myself, how the heck am I meant to mitigate against this risk? Because they could come back and they could say, well, yeah, we don't like your evidence. The evidence that you submitted is not good. You're still blocked from your account and you don't have access to years worth of capturing email addresses. So what could I do? So I was racking my brains. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. And I thought to myself, okay, I have a web page builder where I build all of my web pages, but including my opt-in pages. So that link that goes from the bio goes through to an opt-in page, which is just a simple one-page website with 2 fields, email address and first name. So I thought to myself, what if that web page builder has been capturing those leads before sending it, which it does via API, don't worry, but it sends it through to GetResponse, my email provider, after it captures it. But what if it actually captures it first? So I held my breath. I went into lead pages, which is the web page builder that I use. And I went to the leads section, which I'd never gone to. I've always gone to build a website section. But I went into leads and held my breath. The page loaded and there we go. All of my leads over the last few years that I've been capturing. So my moneymaker was all there beautifully laid out with a big export now button on the right-hand side. So I clicked that button, I downloaded it as quick as anything, put it on my hard drive and also put it in the cloud in a Google Drive folder as well. So I had saved my business inadvertently. I had inadvertently built a contingency that I didn't even realize, which is just wild to me. I hadn't lost the business. It was there, but only by accident. So I do thank my lucky stars. Now, why is this important to you and what I want you to take away from this video? You do not rely on one tool ever. So yes, we've built the insurance policy, we're building up that email list so that we don't rely on social media, but we also need to not rely on the email sending platform as well, because they also have full control. If it's a third-party platform that you're basing a big part of your business on, you can never rely on it. You can never be sure that they won't change their policies, they won't change their terms and conditions, they won't change the evidence that needs to be provided in order to keep your account open. We need to keep that on board at all times. So what I've done now is, okay, I'm capturing email addresses, they're going into my email autoresponder. I can't rely on them. I'm generating traffic from social media, which is the lifeblood of my business. It's where everything starts, it fills the top of the funnel. I can't rely on them. I have my web page builder, which is also collecting leads before it sends it to my email platform. I also can't rely on them. You know, one failed payment from my credit card, unbeknownst to me for whatever reason, that could also be taken away. So what I'm doing now is I'm using a platform called Zapier. Some of you may have heard of this. Basically, all it is a middleman. It allows you, without knowing any coding, without any technical experience, to get it to talk to one platform and then get it to talk to another. So it's the middleman in between the two. So what I'm going to get it to do is talk to my web page builder, the form on my web page, and say, look, every time that you detect an email has been captured, then send it through to a Google Sheet. And then it just populates that Google Sheet every time an email address comes in. Now you could say, I don't control my Google account, but they hardly ever bring things down. They hardly ever block you out of your account. And then even if they do, you do a one-time password, a code, or you have a backup account, all this different stuff. But it now means that I have 3 areas of contingency, not just my accidental 2. So yeah, that's what I want you guys to take away from this video, is that you can't rely on social media, so make sure that you're building an email list. But even once you're building that email list, you can't rely on that either. So make sure that you do something similar to me so that you're not in the situation, even when you are sending good emails, you're obviously not spamming people, but because of things completely out of your control, it could mean that also that email list, which is the insurance policy, could be taken away from you. And I learned that the hard way, but not as hard as it could have been, because I got real lucky there. So 48 hours ago was very stressful, and I wanted to film this video to make sure that this was got across to you guys. Now, I know a lot of you are brand new to this, so you may not even be at that level, but do you know what? If you build this from the beginning, so you have that 3-way contingency in place, you'll never experience what I experienced, and you can truly sleep soundly at night. Now, none of this matters if you're not selling something to your list. You can be building up a load of email addresses, but if you don't have a product to sell, whether that's your own or someone else's, then you're not going to make money from it. So there's a video that's just popped up here on the screen that I recommend that you go and check out. It's basically where I detail how I would make $10,000 in 30 days as quickly as possible, promoting other people's products. So you don't even have to think about creating your own. You don't have to sit there for days brainstorming what your product will look like. Go and find another one that's already high converting, and I show you how to do that in this video. Go and check it out now, and I'll see you there in a second.